everybody, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Stamp and Chat. Tonight it's Whimsical Wednesday, and we are going to jump in our Wayback Machine, and we're going to revisit a technique from the days of old. I'll tell you, this one is an oldie but goodie, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So I wanted to just give everybody a chance to get in, and I see so many of you here from all over the U.S. and all over the world, and it is lots of fun to have you here. Everything going okay, Tom? Oh, we have a little echo. Okay, so give us a second. Tom's going to climb up onto the ceiling, and he's going to fix that. Hold on. So I think that might be better. Let's just see what happens here. So sorry about that. I just have to get Tom off the island. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Well, good evening, everyone. We have lots of you saying big echo. We know we had an issue with, it's working now? We had an issue with the microphone up on the camera above. So we should be in really good shape now, and I promise it'll be worth it. I'm gonna do an extra good card tonight. Okay, so welcome everyone to Stamp and Chat. Now, this is perfect for my topic tonight because let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. So last night, I guess yesterday afternoon, I looked in the mirror and my eye was all swollen. And I kind of like pushed down on my eye and I saw a big bump on my eyelid on the inside. And I thought, oh, it's just a sty, right? Everybody gets styes once in a while. But I made the mistake of going to Dr. Google and I Googled sty. And it happened to say that if it was more on the inside of your eyelid, that could be really dangerous. And you should go to the doctor immediately and have it drained. And there were all kinds of things in there about possible blindness and all kinds of stuff. And of course, I totally freaked out. And then I remembered my mom's advice. If you have a sty, take a hot washcloth and just put it over your eye, go to sleep. It'll be a lot better in the morning. So I thought, okay, hopefully I won't go blind overnight. And I did the washcloth thing. And this morning it was so much better. So that makes me realize that I stress over ridiculous things. And the sound, the echo tonight is probably one of the things that I would normally think about for the next 12 hours. Like, oh, why didn't we check that? Why didn't we check that? But my topic today is, today I will not stress over things I can't control. That's a good topic, right? Shouldn't we all be trying to do that? So the truth is, your mind believes everything you feed it. So I'm going to start feeding mine faith. I'm going to feed it hope. I'm going to feed it truth, and I'm going to feed it love. And hopefully, if I feed it those things, it will be nourished and I won't stress over every little thing that I can't control. And you're all still here with me. So thank you so much for not running away during our echo. I appreciate that. Hot tea bags. Yeah, I heard hot tea bags work great too. Lots of great advice. Here's where I should have come to the live. I should have gone live in our Facebook group and said, okay, everyone, I have a sty. What should I do? Never use Google. All right. So tonight we are going to play with an oldie but goodie technique. And that technique is baby wipes. Do you guys remember all the baby wipe projects that we used to do? Well, I mean, let's face it, since COVID, I've got all kinds of antiseptic wipes, baby wipes, and look what I found. Tom, you might like these. These are called dude wipes. Tom's cheering over there. Dude wipes. I think the dude wipes, I thought maybe they would like smell like men's cologne, but they don't. They're fragrance free. They have vitamin E and aloe. Dude wipes. I don't know what that means. I got these at Target. I got my wet ones at Walgreens, and today I grabbed these Huggies at Walgreens too. Now I know everybody has a favorite baby wipe, and some of your YouTubers out there might suggest certain ones. I like them all. I think they all work great. Whatever you have in the house, just grab a couple of those and we're going to have some fun tonight. So let's flip over to the overhead camera now that we don't have any echo. Hold on there. Tom's got to reach into a box. There we go. Okay, so see what I have here? I have a piece of acetate. This is actually the heat-resistant acetate by Thermoweb. This is their toner sheets. They're clear toner sheets, and it's just plain. They don't have anything on them, and I like them because I use them for shaker cards and any kind of plasticky thing that I want to do. I really, really like this. So I'm putting this down on my mat so that I can get ink wherever I want on here, and it's not going to ruin my little mat, because my mat isn't really a craft mat. My mat is shelf liner that I bought at Bed Bath & Beyond just because it was a pretty color and I could stretch it out across my whole island. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to start with just some regular cardstock. So how's it looking for everybody? You guys could see everything okay? You know, why not? There could be something wrong with everything tonight. Okay, so I'm going to be using the A Big Hello stamp set. And this one just came back into stock. I hate using things when you guys want it and I have to tell you they're out of stock for a month. So this one just came back in stock. So we should have it if anybody's interested. I've used it so much in my lives that probably most of you have it. But if not, there's certainly a lot of good ideas out there for it. Now I got to do the dude wipes here. I got to try this. So I just have one of my kitchen plates. And, oh, these are nice wipes. Look at that. Oh, Tom, you would love these. These are, Tom's all happy over there that we have dude wipes now. I don't know what that means. Do you think it just means guy? Why do guys need different wipes? I don't understand. Maybe because they don't have like a pretty smell. I don't know. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these two baby wipes, these two dude wipes, and these don't have any texture on them. Very similar to like the wet ones, don't have any texture on them. But, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again, like that. And I'm going to lay that into a plate. And I know some of you are asking when stuff comes in stock. Unfortunately, I don't have those answers, but you definitely can check with customer service. And if there is something that you're waiting for, just make sure you get on that notify me wait list. And as soon as it comes in, you'll be the first to get a notice. Okay, so I'm going to pick a couple of different colors here. But before I load up my baby wipe, I'm going to decide what stamp I want to use. So I think what I want to use here is this flower right here. So let's get that, and we'll put that on the acrylic block. Okay, and I don't know if I told you this, but when you get our round acrylic block, one side has a grid on it and the other side has no grid. Make sure you put your stamp on the grid size. That is perfectly flat. The other side has a bit of a bevel and a curve on it, and it's so comfortable and luxurious to hold, but your stamp will fit nice and flat on the grid side. Okay, so I think I'm going to do some autumny colors for this card. So I'm going to use Gina K Designs dye reinkers. Now, people will ask, that's right. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get distracted, but Pam says that dude wipes are flushable and baby wipes are not flushable. So there's the big difference. See it right there, flushable wipes. Oh my gosh, what a great crafting tool. Okay, so I'm going to use faded brick, and I'm using the Gina K Designs dye reinkers for this. And the reason why I want to use dye reinkers, I mean, people will ask me if you can use alcohol reinkers for this or alcohol inks. I don't think they're going to work as well because they dry so quickly. So I would highly recommend using regular dye reinkers for this. So I have a couple colors here. I have faded brick, sweet corn, and tangerine twist. Now, the reason why did you see that? Lindsay said, or was it Lindsay? Oh no, Donna said, I would never flush a wipe per my plumber. Yeah, I know, I've heard that too. But sometimes, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so this conversation, I'm telling you. So I am going to make this an ink pad. And I'm going to do this in a way where I'm going to make it so that on this flower, the bottom of the flower is faded brick, then it blends into tangerine twist, and then it blends out into sweet corn. So, and like I said, I know some of you are asking when stamp sets are coming back in stock. I don't know the answer to that, but you can always contact customer service. They have more information on that. So I'm going to add a couple of drops of faded brick here, and I want to make sure that it's at least bigger than my stamp. Then I'm going to add some tangerine twist in a little arc up above that, like that. And then I'm going to add some sweet corn above that. So I made like a little, kind of like a V. All right, and now I'm going to take a piece of the Gina K Designs white cardstock, and I'm going to use that as my ink pad. So I'm going to stamp it, and then I'm going to turn it just a little bit to help me blend it, and then I will stamp it on my cardstock. And look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? And it's so soft. It feels a little bit more watercolory this way than if you just, you know, try to harshly add those colors. So you might want to have your tidy towel close by just to clean off your stamp. And then I'm going to ink it a second time. So I'm going to stamp it onto that ink, and I'm turning it just to blend it a little bit. Now this one is going to be up a little higher. Look how pretty. It does have a little bit of texture in it, which I like. That's from the baby wipe. And it's such a fun way to use your reinkers. And look, I mean, you got to really look at that flower closely. Can you see? It really looks like you did some serious blending. Like if you tried to do that with colored pencils or Copics, you know, you'd have to be kind of pretty good at it. And this is just so easy. And it almost gives you the look of no line coloring too, which I love. All right, I'm going to do one more. And it is starting to dry up a little bit. So let's see what we get out of this. One more here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there are 3 flowers. Love that. So again, I'm going to clean that off with my tidy towel. And then I'm going to try some greens. Now this, you know, I hate to waste this. So you could do something fun with it just by taking a piece of cardstock, and you could fold it. Now, if you do something like this, I highly recommend wearing a plastic glove of some kind, maybe, you know, some kind of little glove in there. I don't have a glove here, so I'm going to try to use my tidy towel for this. There we go, so I don't get it all over my hands. And then you could try like a streaking technique to create some cool background. It gives it a really neat background look. And then if you cut this down, it's almost a little bit like wood grain. Of course, I shouldn't have smashed it on there, but That's a background that you could use. You could also take a piece of cardstock and you can do some dabbing with it. So kind of crunch it up a little more like that. And, you know, do some different kind of dabbing like that. And you just never know what something's going to look like until you play with it. And then, of course, you know, these are kind of bold patterns, but what's fun about it is you can, you know, cut these down and use them as little strips for your cards. And what's fun about this is it's got all that texture from the baby wipe. It doesn't look just like, you know, you're using a sponge dauber or something. It's got kind of a cool watercolor effect. So maybe we'll save these and we'll use them for something else.
What are the colors again?
So the colors for this are Faded Brick, Tangerine Twist, and Sweet Corn. So that's kind of a pretty background, right? And then you've got that stripe. You can mix and match the patterns. You're kind of making your own pattern paper collection here. Okay, so that's one thing that we can do. Let me clean off my trusty little acetate sheet here, my clear toner sheet. And if you have acetate, and even if you don't have acetate, I mean, if you have a Tim Holtz glass mat, that's a great thing to use. I don't have the glass mat. I would like to get one. I think I should get one. But I don't have it. And I didn't get it because I couldn't figure out how to not make it glare. And now everybody is telling me how to not make it glare in the industry. So I might have to try it. Okay. So let's get some more dude wipes here. I can't help but laugh when I talk about this. They're plant-based too. Plant-sourced fibers. They're like vegan wipes. You can't get better than that, Tom. For those of you that don't know, Tom is vegan. I was vegan for a while, but I had a little bit of trouble controlling my blood sugar with it. And I'm sure it's not the vegan diet. I'm sure it is the dieter's fault, which would be mine, because I tend to really like the carby stuff of the vegan world. But vegan diet's very healthy and very good for you. And now we have vegan wipes to go with it. Look at that. Okay, so let's try some fresh asparagus and some lucky clover. We could do apple mint. Where did apple mint go? I thought I had it out. Oh, here it is. Apple mint. I think these are good because they're nice and contrasty. So let's do these now. Look at how nice these are drying up. Aren't they pretty? I'm excited to use them. Okay, so I'll do a tiny drop of fresh asparagus. One over there, one over there. And then I'm going to do some apple mint. So I'm kind of spreading these drops out a bit. This way, each leaf can be a little bit different. Okay. Now I have a tiny block because these leaves from this set are tiny. So I'll start with this one. And I'll get a piece of cardstock here. Okay. What do dudes wipe with them?
Block.
What?
Instead of block.
Okay, so here we go. I am using the leaf and I'm turning it on those colors. I don't know how this is going to work, so let's see. Oh, that's too light. I want to go darker than that. So I need a little bit. That's really pretty, though. I think I'm going to do a little more fresh asparagus, and I'm going to darken it up with some lucky clover. There we go. Well, let's see how this goes. Let me wipe that again. All right. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. That's really pretty. Now, of course, you know, I know it's harder to see things on lives than it is like when I take pictures. So I'll be taking some good quality pictures of these tonight, and I will be sharing this over in our Facebook group. And our Facebook group is Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. So if you're looking for a fun Facebook group, I like the way it's going from like dark to light, back to dark. That is very cool. Let's try one more here. All right, that had a little bit of an edge to it. One more. And then I think I'm going to do the small leaf too. I just wanted to have a few to choose from when it comes to die cutting. And it's so easy to do. You might as well just try all different cool combinations.
You really got the conversation though.
About dude wipes? I know. I see people talking about that they have a whole website of things you can do with dude wipes. Oh, I'm putting a little more fresh asparagus in there. And a little more lucky clover. Dude wipes. All right, this is a different leaf. I like this leaf too. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that one. Do it again. I'm putting it right on the same spot, so I didn't clean it that time, but maybe I'll clean it. When you guys see how pretty these are in real life, I'm going to cut extra ones out and take pictures of them because they are really, really amazing. Okay. So I think that should be plenty of leaves to choose from. Yeah, apple mint is a really pretty color. It is super light and awesome for ink blending. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside now. And then I'm going to throw away this one. I have a little trash can below there. They are flushable, so we could flush them. Now, I have these other baby wipes, these Huggies baby wipes. Oh, that's bright. And the reason why I got these is because I remembered from a million years ago when my now almost 23 and 25-year-olds, I used to use Huggies diapers and Huggies wipes. And I remember they had cool patterns in them. So I'm going to pile these up, and you can see they're kind of textured. And I know it says H on it, but the H doesn't really show when you do the technique that I'm going to try to do here. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of sea glass ink. I tried this earlier with a different ink. I tried it earlier with Dusty Rose. I'm going to maybe do Dusty Rose again just because I think it's a little bit of a darker color and you might be able to see it a little better. So I'm just going to ink up this baby wipe. Okay. Then I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. Just going to take a small piece and I'm going to lay it on there. Then I'm going to take a brayer and I'm just going to rub it like that. And look at the cool, you can see the H. Oh, that's funny. So maybe avoid the H because there's plenty of spots on there that don't have the H, but you can get some really cool effects. And not only that, but the wetness gives it a little bit of texture. So as it dries almost like with that feeling of using like an oxide ink where it's got that little bit of texture to it. So that's pretty cool and that's pretty fun. So you definitely can do different patterns with that. Let's flip it over and let's do some other things. That H is really something, huh? Let's use some autumn colors. Let's use honey mustard and how about prickly pear? So these two colors, they're very similar as far as both being in those golden tones, but prickly pear is definitely a greener yellow. So let's just add some of that. Add some of that over here. And then we'll add some honey mustard, which is a little darker. Okay. And then we'll put a piece of cardstock down on that and we'll brayer over it real quick. Whoop, like that.
What ink did you use?
What ink? The colors did I use?
Well, what was the liquid ink?
Oh, the liquid ink that I used. So these are the Gina K Designs re-inkers, and they are made to re-ink your ink pads and your ink cubes. So a lot of people buy the re-inkers and you can use them for painting too. You just squirt a little bit on an acrylic block and mix it with some water. You can watercolor with it. But they're meant for re-inking your ink pads. And then they're also really fun for doing kind of fun backgroundy techniques. So that almost looks a little bit like I don't know, you know how like collage-y kind of stuff looks? I think that would be really fun. Patting the ink all over wipes out, let's see, all over the wipe, wipes out the ink pad. Oh, no, you know, I've been doing this like, I did this Dusty Rose one like a bunch of times today, and I still have a lot of ink in that pad. So I don't really think that that will hurt it. But if you're worried about it, you can always use some re-inker instead, maybe squirt it on there and spread it around with a brayer and see if you can really move it around. But it doesn't really use that much, and I kind of like the way that looks. Okay, so now let's do another fun technique. I'm not going to use these wet ones because they are antibacterial, and I feel like they might have some sort of alcohol in them. But that's really good for getting the ink off of your fingers, actually. The alcohol in there really helps you clean up your hands a bit. Okay. So I'll put those aside. So let's go back to the Dude wipes. Oh, no, we'll use the Huggies again. I want to save the Dude wipes for Tom. I feel like he really doesn't want me to use them all. Right, hon?
Oh,
He doesn't mind? You don't mind? Okay. I know where to get more.
You know what a jelly plate is?
Yes, I do. I've seen the jelly plates. They're very cool. They are something that you can like brayer color over, and you can stamp shapes into, and then you can put your cardstock on it, and it's very, very cool. I don't have one, but I've seen some great videos, especially Lydia Fiedler has done some really cool stuff with it, and there's lots of great artists out there that use them. Okay, so now for this one, I have 3 baby wipes in here. I'm going to make a tool. So I'm going to just wrap this up into a little tool like that. This is my tool right here. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't use StazOn. I wouldn't use alcohol inks for this. I would stick with water-based dye inks. Yeah, you can use Cottonelle, whatever kind of wipes you have laying around, you can use. I'm just thinking that maybe like a disinfectant wipe might not be great to use because they've got disinfectant in them. I mean, I don't think it would hurt you, but it might change the way it works. But that might be cool too. So you can always give it a try. All right, so I have a piece of cardstock here. And now for this one, I want to go with some light colors. I want to use, let's see. I want to use Peach Bellini, Sweet Corn, and I want to use one more light color, but I don't know what I have. How about Sweet Mango? I'll try those. Those are a little bit lighter. So one thing with the re-inkers that I do like to do is when I take the lids off of them, I like to put the lids in the same order as I have the bottles, just because some ink gets into the lid. And so I put them in the same order, and that helps me keep it a little bit more organized. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little baby wipe thing as a tool, and I'm going to do like 3 drops, and then I'm going to do some of the sweet corn. That was Peach Bellini, sweet corn. And then make sure you have enough on there. And then I'm going to use some sweet mango. It's okay if there's some space in between them. They don't have to run together. And so I'm making like a combing tool. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to my cardstock over here. And this is a much bigger piece of cardstock than I ultimately want to use. And I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to just swipe straight down. Okay, then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to match up this line with this line since that's the same color, and I'm going to swipe down again. Then, if you don't have enough color there, you can always go back and add some more color, okay? Now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to go the opposite way. So I'm kind of creating a very soft plaid. And you can go back and you can add a little bit more in there if it's not enough color for you. And the reason why I went bigger than I normally would need is because, see how I got kind of shaky at the end here? Well, when I trim that, it's not going to look quite as hand done this way. So this might be a really pretty background for my much bolder flowers. These bolder flowers are in this same color family, but these are, you know, this faded brick stands out a little bit more. Now, if you wanted to add a little green in here, you certainly could do that. We could go and fold it the other way and pick a light green. Let me close these up so I don't have any accidents. Not that it would matter because I have plenty of wipes if I have an accident. Okay, let's use a little bit of Lucky Clover. I'm just going to put like 2 tiny little drops on here, just like that. Just to add a little bit of green in here. Hopefully this will look good. We'll see what happens. Okay. That's looking pretty good. So you could just go back and add colors. If you feel like you need more variety in your plaid. And it doesn't really hurt the other colors at all. Okay, that looks pretty nice. There you go. It does have like a linen-y look to it. All right, so now I think it's time that we turn some of this into a card. So let's see what we can create. Now this one here, I feel like I need my heat tool. Had to run away and get it. I'm back. So let me plug this in. And then I want to dry these a little bit because these are, they're kind of damp and I want to stamp on this one. Actually, gosh, I want to stamp on all of them. This one especially. They're so fun. The green that I used before Lucky Clover was apple mint. When I did those first leaves, I did fresh asparagus and apple mint, and the apple mint was too light, so I added the Lucky Clover. Yeah, doesn't the green just change the look of it? It just makes it so much brighter. You know, and if you like plaid backgrounds, let's say you're making a baby card or something like that, you can use all the pastels. These are just fun for autumn. I'm just drying all these because I want to use them. So we have to see what they look like stamped with that big hello solid image. Okay. Wow, that was loud. That was a lot of loud noise. So I'm going to move my re-inkers out of here, and then I'm going to move these stamps, and I'm going to get my Misty because I want to use this big hello stamp set, and I want to see what I can do here. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that okay. I'm going to try first on this. I just have to see what this looks like because this is just fun. Isn't that just a fun background? I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm winging it tonight, and you're coming along with me. So I want to do this in black. This is this stamp right here, this big silhouette image. Also, don't you think this would be beautiful? Oh, yeah. I'm going to save this. I want to do this one with the kit, the old kit. I got to find the stamp set, though, somewhere here. How do you want to try to find that for me? Oh, here it is. Never mind. It's always when you ask that this stamp from the Natural Silhouette stamp set. This was from Nature's Touch. And we have a lot of these coming back in stock. We don't have them now, but they're coming back. So I'm going to stamp this first. And then I think I'm going to die cut it out. So let me stamp it. Maybe I'll cut it first. I'll just cut it with my paper cutter. So many things going on here, but I'm going to take this down to 3.5 by 4 3/4. But see, I don't have good coverage right here, so I'm going to go to 4 7/8, and then I'm going to flip it around and go to 4 3/4. This way, I've kind of refined all my edges there, and it looks better. All right, now, let's do this. All right, we'll put that right there. And we'll do it in black. Why don't we keep doing these techniques? Because there's always something new that comes out. And this is stuff that we have right in our, I was going to say right in our kitchen, right in our bathroom.
Nancy said to use brown.
Brown? Well, I don't know. I could use charcoal brown. But this faded brick is so dark, Nancy, that I feel like the brown isn't going to cover it as much as the black will. So I think I'm going to go with the black. I think I'm going to do it. All right. But I get what you're saying, because definitely brown is beautiful for autumn cards. Okay. I got to get my chuck tool. Here it is. Okay. This is great. I saw you guys made so many Chuck Meadows tools. Thank you, Chuck, again. I absolutely love that thing. Yes. I'm going to do it a second time. I want it to be even more vibrant. More vibrant black. Okay. There we go. I use this stamp quite a bit, and I have... I forget to clean it sometimes, so it needs a second pass. All right, so what do you guys think of that? That's really like, wow. Yeah, I could have done charcoal brown. I could have, you're right. I could have. But there's something about, you know that I really, really love black and the black frames and all of that. I just use them all the time. And I know it's not for everybody. Everybody has their own style. But I'm going to put Thinking of You down here. Oh, you know what I could do, though? I could put a little strip sentiment on this, too. It would be really pretty to do something like that at the bottom. Yeah, but what would I put on there? I don't know if this will fit on there. I don't think it will. I'd have to find a different greeting. Maybe I'll use something from the Big Hello. Let's do that. I'm going to stamp I've Been Thinking About You on this little flag. This little flag came from the Master Layouts 2 die set. So I'm going to actually tape this onto my MISTI. So if I have to stamp it a second time, I can. And then I'm going to put I've Been Thinking About You here. Sorry if my head gets in the way, but I did get my roots done last night, so I don't feel as intimidated as I normally would with my head getting in the way. I was making a video. Oh my word. I had just woken up, and I never look at the back of my head. I don't know if you guys do, but I never look at the back of my head. And I woke up and my hair had been all like spread apart while I was sleeping. I still don't think that's straight. And it made a big bald patch because my roots needed to be done. And I was doing the video and I got my head in the way and I saw this bald spot. I should have left it in the video. Okay, I'm using some Gina K Designs Black Onyx ink in the ink cube. And then I really like this tool for just like whoop, whoop, like that. Yes, beautiful. Okay, that's what I was going to use for my other card too. So I might make another one of those in a bit, but I'll take that stamp off for now. So let's turn this into a quick card, and then we'll cut out the other parts. Yeah, I know the white strip might look really bright, but I think if I play my cards right here and I put it on a white card base, that'll actually tie it all in together. So I'm crossing my fingers. All right, I'm going to cut this down to 4 3/4. I really should be using the master layouts. By 3 5/8. This is not going to be as nice as when I use the dies. I'll tell you that. Okay, so that's going to go on black. Well, it's definitely autumn because it looks like Halloween. That wasn't really what I was going for, but we'll see. Now I'm using a little extra tape on the back there. You saw that. And that's because, you know, this was pretty wet from the baby wipe. So they get a little curled. Okay. And then if I put this on a white card base, did you see how all the white parts just came right to the surface, right? You're looking at it here and you see a lot of orange and well, now your eye probably sees it. But when you put it on the white, all that white just pops through. So I like that. So I'll put that on the card base here. And now we can put that little strip going across. We can put it right on the card if we want it to be nice and flat. Let's do it. I pop everything up. I'm going to live on the edge here and not pop something up. And I'm going to cover the little bottoms of the stems. Okay. Standing on my tiptoes so I can see. There we go. So what do you guys think? I think that's fun. I like it. It almost looks 3D on the screen. Yeah, it's just a cool look. And that's just what we did with that leftover baby wipe, just because we didn't want to waste the ink. So that's pretty fun. Okay. So let's get this one with these H's. I don't really notice the H's as much. Probably if somebody didn't know that it was Huggies, they would just think it was like some kind of metal stamp that kind of cool, like, I don't know. You know how I love all of the way people do art journaling, and they do some really cool things. So I think that might have that art journal-y look. I hope. Let me just make sure it's dry enough. This one really got wet, and this one really curled up and got wet. Okay. So if it really curls, dry it from the back and it helps straighten it out. See how it's not? Well, it's still really curly. Don't listen to me. Sometimes I just say things. I don't really even know what I'm saying. Okay, so let's put this one in here. And let's do that one image that we started with. I don't know where I put it. Here it is. I have to panic because I'm not listening to my own thing. Okay. Thank you, hon. Tom is cleaning up for me because I am just making a mess. I'm dropping things on the floor and losing them. All right, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going for black. I know you guys want brown, but what I want you to do, for those of you that are doing this tonight, I want you guys to do brown so I can see what yours looks like. And I will love it, I am sure. Okay, so that is going to go there. And I'm using my Chuck It tool. Now, Jennifer posted in our group tonight. She and I were texting, and she said, hey, I have this, I want to share something in your group. Is it okay? And I'm like, you can share anything in my group anytime. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. Doesn't it almost look like there's like words in there and everything? It's just so cool. Okay, that is cool. That's really cool. So she shared using an eraser from a dry erase board. So this way, if you don't have the tools to make your own Chuck It tool, we did ask Chuck if he wanted to make them and sell them, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to make cards and craft, and I don't blame him. So you might want to try a dry erase board eraser. That's what Jennifer suggested. Very cool idea. So now what can we put on this card for the greeting? Let me get my layering done while we're thinking about this, and then we'll wing it right at the end. And then I've got to cut out these flowers. I know it's getting late, but I seem to be going over lately. But I don't care. I'd rather be here with you guys than watching the news, honestly. No news is good news, but crafting is always fun. Okay, 3 5/8. This one I bet would have looked really cool cut out with our Master Layouts 2 die set with the stitching. Should have waited, but I didn't. All right. I didn't think the backgrounds would be this cool. That was like an afterthought. I was really coming to show you this, but these turned out really cool. Okay, let's get this taped down. I wonder what I have in my little box of tricks that I could use for a word, maybe a word die, or I could just stamp that big hello. So now, obviously, you could use any color cardstock you want. Here's what it would look like, say, with the honey mustard behind it. That would be very elegant. I don't know if I have a prickly pear. Oh, yes, I do. Here's the prickly pear behind it. So whatever color card base you put behind it, that color is going to come out. All of a sudden, you're going to see more of it. See how you see more prickly pear here? But then when you do honey mustard, your eye gets drawn to the honey mustard parts. Now, if I put it with white, your eye would start to see all of the white in it. And I really do like the white. So I'm going with the white again. I love these two, but tonight I'm going with the white. But I'm serious. I think the charcoal brown would be really pretty. And for those of you that like to craft along or you like to give these techniques a try and share them in the Facebook group, like tag me and just say, Gina, here's my one that I did with charcoal brown, because I think that would look really pretty too. Okay, so now I got to do some kind of greeting here. So maybe because we went with white, we could do like a big hello across it like that. Wouldn't that be pretty? And then let's use a little strip sentiment with it. I don't want to cover too much of that black. So maybe we can just stamp a little strip. Ooh, I have an idea. Why don't we stamp it on black with white embossing powder? We'll put the little sentiment strip on that way. Let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Okay, so even though this is the big hello kit, this hello is not from that stamp set, not kit. I don't know why I'm saying kit. This is not from the stamp set. This is a standalone hello die that we carry. So I'm going to get this to 5 inches first, and then I'm going to cut it down so it's like 3/8 of an inch strip like that. I can't do math if it doesn't start with an even number. You with me on that, anybody? All right. So this is fun. We're just winging it tonight and having fun. It's awesome. So I'm going to use the embossing magic pad, and then I'm going to try very hard to stamp. Since we have hello, we could do hello, my friend, or a happy hello, a big hello, just wanted to say hello. How about if we do a small one, hello, my friend? This way it won't take up as much of the card and we'll be able to see all that pretty background. I think most of you might agree with that, I hope. So I'm going to try to pick this up on the block. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to use the Gina K Designs embossing ink, embossing and watermark ink. I'm going to ink that up. And then I'm going to stamp that very close to the one side here. That's a little crooked. I'm going to give it one more shot on the other side. And I'm going to get my head in the way again. Thank goodness for Rena. My roots look good. And then I'm going to use some white embossing powder. And what's interesting is I'm sure that we could have done some more autumny colors like ivory and the warm colored card base. But I think when you mix the white in there, it's just Really striking. Okay. All right, I'm going to fix that before I emboss it. Rather than stamp it again, I'm going to get my Tim Holtz stick tool, craft pick. I'm just going to clean that up. Yeah. Messy. That was probably because my fingers were over here and I didn't use the embossing magic pad a second time. So anything that I had on my fingers from, you know, ink from the lid or whatever, just kind of made it glob there. But we're fixing it. It's kind of nice and relaxing when you're not like stressing to get something done quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna emboss this. Should emboss pretty quickly because the gun is still pretty hot. Hello, my friend. I was thinking, what do you guys think if maybe each time we do a live, or maybe once a month or something, I don't know how often we could do it. We probably could do it quite a bit. If we have Tom randomly pick somebody, just randomly pick a name, like close your eyes and just point to the screen, and then I send the card to that person. Wouldn't that be fun? I would love to do that. All right, so that's not even, but I'm going to get my Tim Holtz shears here, and I'm going to try to make it a little more even. And then I'm going to do the little points coming in like that. I think the flag dies that I already have cut out might have been just a little bit too big for something so tiny like this. All right, so we're gonna jazz it up. I don't know that I'm gonna get to those flowers tonight, but at least you saw the technique, and you certainly know that you can create a beautiful flower bouquet. All right, I'm gonna use some Connect glue here to do the hello. Let me get a little piece of cardstock. I really want to use all the backgrounds. Can we stay on for 2 hours tonight, Tom?
All-nighter.
Do an all-nighter? Remember our Friday night PJ parties? We have to get back to doing at least one a month of those because they were fun. All right. So I'm just putting dots of Connect glue. Connect glue is a great way to adhere your die cut pieces to your card, because you can really just kind of dot it all along, and then you have no flaps hanging over that don't have tape on them. I love the glue. And the other thing I like about the glue is it goes on white and it dries clear, which is nice. So we'll put this, let's move it down just a little bit. We'll get it right in the center.
Getting bribes here.
You're getting bribes? Oh, they want the cards? Tom's getting bribes. I think he likes it though. Okay. And then I'll just tape that right down onto it. I don't even have to pop it up. Could pop it up, but I don't have to. I'll just put that right under. Give it a little space. Okay. So that used that other baby wipe card. I'm telling you, I love how the baby wipe background it's just so fun. 2 different little cards. So it is 7:53. Should I rush to make one more? Let me do it. You guys don't mind if we go just a little over, right? Tom, you're good with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me get my Spellbinders machine here because I want to cut some of these out. And I want to find my remote that just got completely swallowed up in the mix. Let me back out of here. Oh, I have these sitting here. Did you guys see our new sequins? Look at those. This is called mermaid scales. These were supposed to be Emerald City. And when we got them, we're like, oh no, we got the wrong ones. And everybody was like, well, what should we do? Should we take them back? And I said, no, let's just add these to the store because they're so gorgeous. And I said, I think they look like a mermaid's tail. So let's call them mermaid's tail. And we did. So they're in our store now. We don't have any Emerald City though. All right. So I'm going to wing it here, cut a few without my special cutting tool that I usually like to make sure it's perfect. But you guys will forgive me if they're not perfect, right? We'll just wing it and cut them out the best we can. Not even going to use tape, just going to use a prayer. Faith. I'm using faith, hope, truth, love. Yes. Look at that. See what happens when you throw faith in the mix? All right, let's do 2 more of these, and then we'll cut out a few leaves. There are some really pretty viney leaves in this stamp set too. But I think this is going to be really pretty. We're going to use a little bit of each of those pattern papers we made for this one. I might use master layouts too. While I have it all going here, might as well cut everything at once, and then it'll pop together in no time. Okay. Yes, baby wipe technique. For those of you who are just joining us, we are doing the baby wipe technique. And I stamped those with a baby wipe, these flowers that are off here to the side. I stamped the leaves, I did backgrounds, and I will be taking some high quality photos of all of these and sharing them over in the Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends group. I'll also share them on our Facebook page. I forgot to share the ones that you and I did the other night, Tom, on our Facebook page. I put them in the group, but I forgot to share them on the page. Oh, and wouldn't it be fun when Tom's stamping if we pick winners and Tom can send you his card? It's fun to have Tom stamping. You did a great job the other night, Tom, with your rubber band background. We are really bringing back the oldies. Okay, so you guys can take a look at these leaves, how they're cutting out. I'm just looking at the comments here. All right. So let's do a couple more. I think I need 5 leaves. I like the odd numbers of leaves as well. And I'm going to cut this one, even though it's a little bit, it's got a little texture in it from the baby wipe. I'm still loving it. So if you see any questions there, Tom, I am trying to focus. Just let me know what you see.
Please ask Gina if her foils are compatible with the foil press machine.
Okay. Are my foils compatible with the foil press machines? Unfortunately, they are not. That is a different kind of foil and a different kind of machine, and they just don't work together. So that's a no. Sorry about that. I know those are a lot of fun. There's so many fun ways to use foil. What am I doing here? I'm not even like on the right shape. Oh yeah, I guess I am. Just have it backwards. I don't even know if you guys can see this. Yeah, you can. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it didn't work? Somebody tried? Yeah, I don't know. At one point, I remember somebody like talking about it and saying, oh yeah, they work. And then I think people went out and maybe got some and then they didn't work. But they're not meant to work the same way. Those kinds of foils are kind of like what printers use when they make foil invitations. It's more like pressed into the cardstock versus ours is compatible with toner and toner mediums. So, all right, I want to use both of these together. I don't know if they're going to look good together. Maybe I should just use the one. I think I'll just use the one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Master Layouts 2 stitched panel. And even though it's going to be a little shaky near the bottom, I think it's going to be okay. So of course, because these are hand done, they're not perfectly straight, but it's kind of like painted paper where, you know, it's just not going to be perfect, but that's what makes it special. There we go. Isn't that cute? That's so cute. All right. I'm going to cut a black panel. Grab a piece of cardstock here. So I have a piece of black. I know everybody's saying, no, do brown. So you got to know, everybody has their thing. Like when you go and you watch a Jennifer Maguire video, you can almost always tell it's a Jennifer Maguire card. If you watch a Christina Werner video or a Corin Wiskman video, you just know, Lydia Fiedler video, you just know their style and you expect a certain thing. My style is black. I have to have black on everything. Oh, see how much better that fits? These Master Layouts dies are to die for. No pun intended. Okay, I don't have to cut out an oval because I already have those. So let me get my box of tricks. So here are all my pre-cut pieces. I'm going to get an oval and I'm going to get one of these. There we go. Because I feel like, oh, that doesn't match. What did I do? Oh, here we go. This is actually a single stitched oval. Thought something happened to me there for a minute. There's also this. This is very pretty. Maybe we'll use this. What I'd like to do is I'd like to stamp. Let's look at it together. I know it's really far away. I'm going to zoom in a minute, but I'd like to stamp this big hello on there and then do a little cascade of flowers around it. So I think we should use the rectangle. We never use rectangles. Yes, comparison steals your joy. I just saw that comment on from one of our other lives, and it's true. Comparison steals your joy. So if you're looking at what other people do, don't compare yourself to them because you have your own style and it's beautiful. Okay. So this is going to go like this. Oh, why am I so far away? It's like you're watching me from an airplane. Okay. So let's get this together first. And I'm using, again, a little extra tape because I did put a lot of wet stuff on there from the baby wipes and the dye re-inkers. Okay. So we'll do that. And then let me see what card base I have here. I feel like I have to do them all in white now so that they look pretty when I photograph them together. So we'll go with the white again. I'm going to get that on there. Okay. And then, boy, it covers up so much though, doesn't it? But it's still cute. It's still cute. We get the hello on there, right? And then we get our little flowers cascading around with the leaves. Yeah, let's do it. All right, and we're gonna get the hello up in the corner. Where's my Misty? Here it is. You could even just make a whole bunch of little baby wipe pieces to cut out and fill up your little bits and pieces drawer with all of those little leaves and flowers. Okay, so this will go up here in the corner because I don't know how well this hello is going to stamp because Gina isn't a very tidy stamper and she doesn't always clean her stamps. So we'll get the hello there. Up in that corner. Could do it in the center. So I always have to look at it first to decide what I want to do. You know, do I want to have like 3 flowers here? Do I want to have 2 and then 1 kind of down a little bit and then get the leaves in there? I think I want to do it on the corner like I originally said. Because I might not even need all of these flowers. I may go really simple and just go with 1. Okay. I am going to check one more thing too. What's that, hon?
Where did you get the wooden container?
The wooden container? So the wooden box where I keep all of my bits and pieces. Oh, look at that. Oh, we got to do that, I think. That came from a company called Organize More. I can do a big right up there, and we can do it as an oval. And that won't take up as much space. You'll be able to see more of the background. What do you guys think? Cascade down the side. Yeah? So you like that going down the side here? All right, I need votes. Oval or rectangle? What do you guys think? Rectangle? Well, it would look better if it was straight. Or the oval? Okay, I see a lot of ovals. Love the oval. Okay, yeah, you see more of the background. You are right. Yeah, so that big box came from a company called Organize More. They also did my stamp rack, my stamp pad rack. And you can go to their site anytime, and they've got ink racks that fit all the major ink pads, distress inks, all of that. They've got marker holders for your Copics and your colored pencils and cool things to put inside of drawers like that box that I have. I have a couple of them. I also have like one that has thinner things, and I use that for my, I want to move that down just a bit. I use that for my washi tape. So one day I'll give you a tour of my stamp room once I get it really cleaned up. It's not much of a tour. It's just a back wall behind me, and it has lots of drawers and doors with things in them, but it's not like a big stamp room. It's just a wall. And it's actually my dining room that we didn't use for a dining room because we're not formal people. We're pretty casual people. So we figured we didn't need a formal dining room. Everybody eats in the kitchen, and half the time everybody eats in the living room watching TV because we're really not formal people. So I took over the dining room and made it into my stamp room. All right, so that hello is so fun. And then we'll make this really small. So I could do a happy hello or a big hello. Let me do a happy hello. See how it fits up here. Nah, I think I'm going to go with a big just because of the placement of this. So we'll do a big hello. Sorry if my head's in the way again. My camera's a little higher, and now my head gets in the way all the time. So we're going to shift that around a little bit. It's always something. But I can't stress over what I can't control. You guys are hanging in there with me. I really appreciate that, especially because it's taking me so long to straighten this word. Oh my goodness. All right. It's not that I can't straighten it. It's that it won't let go of me. It must like me because it won't. Let's see here if I can get rid of some of the stickiness just by playing with it a little. Okay. That's going to have to be straight enough. I don't know. You hate to ruin it. No, I'm going to leave it. See, you guys are hearing my brain live, and that is one scary place. A big. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Good enough. Now let me move this out of the way, and then we will assemble this card. So we'll do the big hello, and we'll just push it up just a little bit. I'm just going to lay it out like this first. Or we could do it off to the side, and we can bring the flowers down around it. Get one more in here. Can we do that? Yeah, I think that would be pretty. Let's do that. Okay. So let me stick this down first. So we're going to keep this off to the side. I could have draped it with the rectangle onto, around the side of it, but this will have to do. Okay. So I like to turn the flowers different ways, even though they're the same flower. It just makes them appear as though they're not the same. So we'll put those aside. Well, actually, no, we're going to lay these here because these are going to be our guides. And then we're going to put the leaves down first. Let's do the leaves. We'll tape the leaves down. So we'll get a leaf coming from here. I like to do leaves in like groups of 2, kind of like that. So let's tape those together first. We'll tape them together like that. And then we'll place them so that we can have a flower that looks like that. We'll start with that one. Then we'll have one flower going this way with a leaf, and one going this way with 2 leaves. We'll do different leaves for those. We'll have those coming out about there. That'll do it. All right. This is the hardest thing, is to like lay out your flowers. I'm sure you guys feel the struggle. You know what it's like. We could do 2 of these there. And I like uneven numbers though. I'm a big uneven number fan. And then these 2 down here. So we'll get these together. Can even put these down here like that. And then that will come out of there. Okay, that's it. Now, just see if one more works. Could. Yeah, let's throw it in there. We made it. We might as well use it, right? All right. Now these I'm going to pop up with foam squares. I'm not sure where they went. Here they are. Okay. So let's do this one first. 1 foam square will do it. So slip that right there. And then we'll do another one right under it. Isn't it fun when you can make all your own embellishments with like one technique and everything coordinates? You've got your own pattern paper. Yes, florists, that's right. Florists do work in odd numbers. That's right. I've heard that. Okay, and we'll put this one down here. Okay, so there is my finished card. Let me back out a little so I can get all of the cards. All right, we only went like 12 minutes over. And hey, what else are we doing tonight, right? We're hanging out. It's a good thing. So we have this one that used the die cut pieces. And then we have this one. And we have this one. That was actually a lot of cards to make in one video with a technique like this. But hey, there's so many fun things that you can do with it that it's worth, you know, trying them all. So I hope you guys will give these techniques a try and that you will share what you make in our group, Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. All right, so it's time for a final quote of the night. Today I will not stress over things I can't control. That's my theme. That's my motto. Even though we had echo, even though we went over, I'm not going to stress about it. Can't control it. It was just fun, and I just wanted to keep doing it. So my final quote for the night is, you don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. We will be back next Monday night for another Mix It Up Monday. And also, I wanted to let you know that we have our monthly mix challenge over at GinaKDesigns.com. Click on the blog and our new challenge by Donna Idlet. She's got this amazing autumn challenge over there. So we'd love you to play along and see what you can make. We always give away some fun prizes at the end of the month, or the beginning of next month, the beginning of the month. And we would love to have you join us. So in the meantime, we'll be back on Monday. You guys stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.